BookTube. So my brother, whom I live with, has gone out unexpectedly and I got the urge to film. And I'm literally full of beans. I just had a bowl of chili and I had a cup of dirty chai, which is chai with a shot of espresso, because I don't have to work tomorrow. And I'm drinking a Diet Coke, so I'm all caffeinated and fed. And I have all this energy, and I figured I should film some stuff, but I don't have anything really prepared. So I just looked for some random tag videos. So I just kind of went to my subscription page, searched the word tag, and whatever came up was like, I'll film those. I took a quick glance at the questions, see if I had to prepare anything, and these are ones I don't have to prepare. Long blub random thing out of the way, let's start with this one. I'm going to say the channel I saw it on. These are recently uploaded videos, and the tag, and we'll get into it. So I found this one on Sean the Book Maniac, and it's his original tag. It's called the 2 Books with 1 Stone tag. Oh, I actually saw it on the Spinebreakers channel first, but I clicked through to his video because he had the prompts. So the second last book you read, and I had to pull up my thing. I have my computer in front of me. And the second last book I finished was Lint Boy, which is actually here behind me, by Aileen Lightjean. And this is a middle grade comic about a doll made out of lint and his friend Bear, Lint Bear, and they kind of get captured by this crotchety old lady, and they have to escape. It was an interesting little comic. The second book from the top of your TBR. Now my TBRs are wrapped. What I do have over here, out of frame, is a pile of books that are either by Black authors, Indigenous authors, or have a religious theme. Most of them are nonfiction about religion, because those are books that I don't want to wrap, that I want to read each month. So I'm just going to pull the second book from the top there. And that is Bad Feminist Essays by Roxane Gay. And I know what this is about, because it's all over BookTube. I'm pretty sure you do too. It's about coming to terms with, not being a perfect feminist. We're none of us are perfect feminists. We hold our own ideas and stuff like that that may clash with feminism at some point, but I think this is her exploring those ideas. Yeah. 2 2-star reads, and I went back to my spreadsheet. I went back to my spreadsheet here and looked for books that I rated 2 stars. And the last books that I rated 2 stars were The Quiet American by Greene, which is about an American and a British man in Vietnam just before the American-Vietnam War, when there was another war going on with France at the time. And these 2 people here, and they fall in love with the same woman. It wasn't that good, which is why I got 2 stars. And the other one that I gave 2 stars recently was Journey to the Center of the Earth by Jules Verne, because I never got to the center of the earth. And there were lots of problems, but I still found myself wanting to read it and learning more about their adventures, so it still got, a 2. So 2 great books by the same author, and they're all over there. 2 great books by the same author, and Jocelyn Saucier is the author I'm going to go with. The first book I read by her was And the Birds Rain Down, which is about a group of old men living in the forest growing pot. It's in the northern Ontario, I believe it takes place, and it's really, really well told, really beautiful story. And when we're talking old men, we're talking 70 plus, old men. Not that 70 is old, but not middle-aged men, but older men. Okay, I'm gonna stop rambling. And the other one is 21 Cardinals which is about a family with 21 kids, and their father dies, and so they're all meeting at the funeral and talking around a family tragedy. And it is, that book's better than And the Birds Rain Down, but like only by like the teensiest bit. They're both wonderful, amazing books, and they're by a Canadian author. So two bails, or two books you wish you bailed on, or two books you hated. What are recently a book that I bailed on is Black Leopard Red Wolf, and it's not necessarily like a permanent bailing. It's more just like a, I really don't feel like picking it up, so I'm just gonna let it go and not, you know, just leave it, and maybe I'll pick it up again some other time. Who knows? Because I heard that it gets better, but I'm really having a hard time connecting with anything in the story. It kind of reads like a textbook to me right now, so it's just kind of like something I didn't want. And the other one that I don't keep track of DNFs anymore. Another one that I recently set aside is The Liar by Stephen Fry. That I set down back in May. Just because it was, I don't want to offend anyone, because, you know, all stories are valid, but I was getting sick of hearing about white men who think they're exceptional in some way. Not that, like, they can't be, but, like, it's just the same kind of trope, and it was just kind of like, I'm sick of it. Like, any person, you know, thinking they're exceptional, you know, through being different. But, you know, that's a trope. It happens so many times that you're not really that different. So yeah, I was just kind of at that point, I was just like, I need something different. But I might again return back to that, because there were some interesting themes about academia and stuff like that. And Liar, if you don't know, is about a young man in university, and he gets caught up in a heist, I believe. Eventually. Two favorite reads so far from this year. Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. I don't know why. I just was just like, another new fantasy, you know. Let's see. And it was really good. I was really excited. And I can't wait for the next book to come out in November. We're getting closer to November, so it's, you know, it's better. The Rage of Dragons is all around BookTube right now. I just released a video about the top 5 reasons you should read The Rage of Dragons, so I'll link that down below. And another favorite read from this year is Owls Do Cry by Janet Frame, which I listened to an audiobook, and then I had to go out and buy a copy. And this cute little copy, it's like smaller than my face, smaller than my hand, which is hard to do because I have small hands. And it's an Australian book about, well, it's a family. It's the story of each of the family members, but it kind of almost rotates around this one family character who is in a mental institution, and we get snippets from her as well. And what's really good about this too is that Janet Frame was, I believe, like 2 days out from getting a lobotomy when she won an award for this book. And the doctors kind of went, maybe we shouldn't perform a lobotomy on this person. They're obviously, you know, genius level material, because this is amazing. I highly recommend it. 2 new favorite booktubers, and I opened up my subscriptions here, and I'm just going to say the 2 first newish people that I've subscribed to, and that's going to be Thistle and Verse, their recent subscription. I'll put their video down below. And another recent one is, these are booktubers that I've recently subscribed to. I don't know if they're new booktubers, but they're ones that are new to me. That makes sense. And the next one is Harsh herself, I believe. And I'm going to start a video and I didn't mean to. So I'll link their channels down below. A book you've read twice, only read twice, and I am going to go with Okay, this is a book that I don't hear talked about quite often, and a book I've recently read twice is Roma Matter, which is the first book in this series called The King of Ease. And I read it like 4 or 5 years ago, and I just recently reread it because I wanted to go through and tab it. I kissed the book a while ago because I was like, I love this book, and I had on lipstick. And there's nothing on the cover. It's the copy's falling to pieces. It's really hard to find a replacement copy. Not that I really want to. I don't really care if the book's, you know, as long as all the pages are there. Anyways, the King of Ease series is about a Roman centurion, so we're old history. It's history, like it's magical realism history, if that makes sense. It's probably categorized under fantasy, but I'd say it's more historical fiction. About a Roman centurion who accidentally becomes king of the city called Ease. Yeah, and he kind of inherits, I believe it's 9 wives. But it's not like a harem novel. They're like very independent women, and yeah, it's really good. I really highly recommend it. 9. 2 fabulous quotes from books you've read recently. I don't know. I'm just going to open up this one since it's here and it's tagged. And we'll just read the first tag. He couldn't help it. His voice harshened. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I can't now, but I will see if there is anything I can do, sweetheart. Be brave. All of you. You're not Jesus, came from a boy. I heard Jesus is the God in the city. I heard he is kind. I am not he, Grattalonius said, but I promise Jesus will always watch over you. And that's really sweet because Grattalonius doesn't believe in Jesus. Grattalonius worships Mithras. So that was just a nice quote. Let's see. What have any other recently read? Let's go with Tia Matangi's Shut Up You're Pretty, and we'll read the first quote here. That doesn't make sense of the context. Beautiful quote. Fabulous quotes. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Trying to find something appropriate in this book. I didn't cry, not because I didn't want to, but because this was Dylan. This was me. And by the time I was done packing, Dylan was broken. He was still going on about the sorrow, still fitting me into his narrative. I sat next to him, brought his head to my chest, and let him sob. I imagined how strange it'd be if I'd pulled out a nipple and let him suck on it. I rocked him until it hurt him less to leave me. There. Fabulous quote. Yeah, and then lastly, take a number of booktubers. The total must be divisible by 2. And I've counted every single booktuber out there, and there is an even number. So you're all tagged. So that's the 2 books, 1 stone book tag. Thank you for watching.